Welcome to the January edition of Weekend Discovery. On today's show, we meet up with author, filmmaker, and retired police officer Jim Conover, who shot some video of a shocking discovery in 1988 while they were tearing down an old grade school and found an old forgotten cemetery that dated back to the cholera outbreak of 1834. Also, we'll meet up with Mr. Fish, Coach Doug, and the Peoria Notre Dame fishing team as they hit the lakes and practice their fishing skills and get ready to compete. It's been a very cold January in central Illinois, so right now, let's go indoors to explore a fun activity that some don't know about, but is starting to catch on and become a very popular pastime for many groups and families.
Hi, I'm Sarah Reuter.
Hi, I'm Matt Reuter.
And we're the co-owners of Gone Axe Throwing.
We opened Gone Axe Throwing April 2nd, 2019. We did this because we wanted to bring something unique to Peoria. There's not a lot of places for people to go out and do activities as a group. This is very much a group activity that brings people together. It's a lot of interactions between each other, and we just thought it'd be a great addition to the Peoria area.
We brought axe throwing to the area because we had already brought Gone in 60 Escape Games, and really felt like we were great at bringing unique entertainment to a smaller city. You know, things that you would only find in a big city. We felt like we were pretty good at bringing to our hometown, Peoria. But it's great energy. Yeah. A lot of times people leave thinking, wow, I did not think I was gonna have that much fun, and they leave just with smiles on their face.
Yeah, you see a lot of couples that come in and to where the wife is worried about throwing an axe because you're throwing a weapon, and by the end of their appointment or their session, they're completely excited that they threw axes, and they're like, this wasn't as bad as I thought, and it's a lot of fun.
But yeah, you'll probably find the hesitancy more in women, unsure of themselves, and with our Axe Masters' help, they are better than their male counterparts half the time.
So the other league that we have here is a pinball league, and we also do monthly pinball tournaments, so that's something that hasn't been in the area for quite some time. We're also getting ready to start skee ball leagues also. That's starting in the middle of September. Right now we have one skee ball lane, but we have a lady that approached us and wanted to start a skee ball league, so she brought in a skee ball lane, and we're starting that also. So we're very much about bringing people together and providing activities that you normally don't see.
So we are World Axe Throwing League affiliates, members of that group, and they set the standards for what leagues and what rules of the sport are there. There are World Axe Throwing Championships that they host, and you can even view them on ESPN2. Through Waddle, World Axe Throwing League, there are 4 leagues every year, so they're seasonal. Leagues are 8 weeks long. You play 4 matches each week. Each match is 10 throws, and it's really highest score wins. And that's how you are seeded and how the tournament plays out as well.
And you can also qualify to participate in the World Championship, which is usually November, December timeframe. Mm-hmm. So you could actually go and compete with the rest of the big competitors throughout the United States.
Yeah,
actually it's worldwide. So.
Worldwide, yeah. Anyone who's played in a league before is eligible to do what they call qualifying throws. So they can come in, submit their best throw, and submit that and possibly get a bid to the World Axe Throwing Championship. So for age requirements, we don't have a hard and fast rule. We start with 10-year-olds, see how they throw. It's all about whether or not they have the strength to get the axe there, and whether or not, of course, they can listen to coaching and direction. But if there's a 9-year-old that can do the same, that's fine. If there's an 11-year-old who can't, that's, how we base it on. As far as league play, any age is eligible to play, so there's no restrictions there either. So they can participate in the sport as well. And I know there's lots of even father-daughter, different mom and dad, or mom and kids, or kind of teams out there. We also have membership for for anybody that wants to practice. You purchase a membership and you can come and throw at any time. So that's one of the things that we focused on too, with trying to open something fun and exciting to do. We're blessed with teenagers all at the same time with our blended family, and it can be very difficult to find family activities to kind of get them out of their room and want to hang out with mom and dad. So it's a great family environment.
We also offer escape rooms and a rage room. If you don't know what a rage room is, it's a room to where you get to break things, and we do the cleanup for that. You're in full protective gear. You can break glass items, TVs, small furniture items, but if you're having a bad day and you need to take frustration out, and this is a good place to come down and break a few things, and it's a good stress reliever. We also have 2 escape rooms, like I said, that's Gone in 60 escape games. One of them is called The Cemetery, and the other one is The Reactor. They're very themed rooms that give you 60 minutes to figure out how to get out of the room.
So we have a little bit of something for everyone. Maybe somebody has a bum shoulder, not really interested in axe throwing, but they can still have fun here, partake in the escape room perhaps. It's great for team building, great for companies to come out and offer a fun activity as a reward for their employees, or just because. There's some balancing to learn between your throwing speed and your body momentum. The axes are anywhere from
a pound
to 3 pounds, I think.
3
is the
pounds
max.
is the max at 18 inches long.
Yep.
There's many manufacturers since the start of axe throwing has become popular. You can start out with a Est-wing, which is an all-metal axe with a rubber handle on it, and that is probably one of the heavier axes. And then there's a whole bunch of, I would say, boutique or specialty axe companies out there that you can spend anywhere from $18 an axe to $1,000 for an axe. They've gotten very extreme with that. And it comes down to balance and how they manufacture the axes and what materials they're made out of. So we do offer a full service bar and food service here. We have anything from wings to flatbreads. We got Chicago dogs that we just added, brats. We do have a build your own hamburger also. So we've got a wide variety of food also, and it's constantly changing because we have specials, and the bar manager likes to add new things to the menu to bring in more people. So
yeah, there's people that come in to just get food and enjoy our food without partaking in the experiences.
And we also offer DoorDash and Grubhub also, so if you can't come in, we do offer that also.
Yeah, just go to goneaxethrowing.com. We're located at 1001 Southwest Washington Street in downtown Peoria. That's in the revitalized warehouse district.
What do you call a guy who's not only an expert on how to catch fish, but where to catch fish and how to prepare fish 100 delicious ways? We call him Mr. Fish, Pat Sullivan. We caught up with Pat before the weather turned cold as he was helping Coach Doug and the Notre Dame fishing team hone their fishing skills out in Peoria County.
We're out on a beautiful night on a farm pond. There's actually a couple of ponds here. We're going to try both of them tonight. We have the Peoria Notre Dame fishing team. This is the first time they all been together. There's 2 missing yet, but we got Coach Doug Simmons here, and Gary Zawicki and I are helping Doug this year, just trying to get a team going together. they want to go to state, don't we? Okay. So we're going to introduce the team here. This is Coach Doug Simmons.
Thank you, Pat. Yeah, like you said, Doug Simmons, coach of Peoria Notre Dame bass team. It's my first year coaching, but the team has been together for about 8 years. They've been competing at a pretty high level. I think they've at least qualified for state 4 out of those 8 years, which is quite an accomplishment. So this year, our goals are to learn more about fishing, have fun, and then obviously be successful and catch some fish. And that's about it. So with that, I'm going to let each of the fishermen introduce themselves on down the line.
I'm Cody Southern Brown. I'm Dylan Langhoff. I'm a junior. My goal is to win state.
I'm Jacob Corey.
I'm Jay Freezy.
I'm Sean Gallagher. I'm Gary Zwicky, and we'd like to thank Dr. Ed Sod. He owns all this property here and has generously given us permission to fish it. Thanks, Doc.
Okay, we got everybody's names. We don't have the names of the fish. Let's all get in there and catch some fish, huh? Give the names.
Catch them all.
Let's go.
You need to practice. When someone gets a bite, you stop. Someone gets a net, and net.
Dylan, you got those wasps in there?
I didn't go in there. You went in there?
Yeah.
Is there some wasps?
There's a whole bunch of them in there.
Okay, there's 2 chicken dinners, and then there's some chips in the car.
Ask Mr. Zwicky where you putting his
Where should I put my gear?
He's going with you. Yeah.
Put it on the back of my flag.
With me, then.
Yeah, Cody.
Cody or
The one that
Yep.
was with the
Dylan?
wasp.
Who's Dylan going with?
They're going with me, Jay.
Yeah.
They're going in the bigger.
Okay, so you guys need a.
I got him a throwable.
Yeah, we got a throwable, we got mine, we got a battery and a phone. With the extra like that.
If I better.
Well, this boat, we got Cody in here. He caught, what, 9?
Yep, 9.
Back off just a little bit. And I caught, what, 3 or 4?
Yeah, about that. Gotta push that a little.
There, that's good. We can go out front. Let's go out front so you can still cast while I get some stuff together. You guys been moseying around quite a bit, or?
Yeah. We didn't fish this too much because the weeds are so high.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a frog on it or something. Woo! Nice hit. Oh yeah. You know, it's like I do that left-handed. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, I saw him come up to the lure and just take it.
Oh, I lost my wacky worm. There you go, Kenny. Nice fish. We've got the Notre Dame High School going out for day 2. We're fighting the wind. That's part of fishing. You got to fight the wind. You got to fight the weather. You get some nice days. You get some bad days. But the fish don't know any different. So we're going to go out there and catch them and show that you can catch them in the wind. I'm going to introduce everybody again. Let's start right down the line.
I'm Isaac Dieters. I'm Cody Southern Brown. I'm Jacob Corey. Dylan Langhoff.
Sean Gallagher.
Jay Freezy.
And I'm Coach Doug Simmons. Looking forward to fishing on Scotts Lake. We appreciate you having us out here, letting us enjoy this day and have some of your fish.
All right, guys, what are we going to do? Catch fish.
Yeah.
What are we going to do there, Dylan? What's your big goal?
Win state.
All right. Beautiful night. The wind laid down for us. Yep. Look at the crappie, couple crappie. We got some bluegill. This is a great lake. I've fished it a handful of times, and we always come out with something. Look at those crappie. Those are what, 14-inch? Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the lake, huh?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Last Saturday we went to Lake Evergreen, and we were there all day, and we got one fish. And that's where we got to go for sectionals. Yep. So we got to go practice some more, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to get out and keep practicing. Let's give Scotty a good thank you. Yes, thank you. Because it's not for people like him that we don't get to fish. Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. This is day number 2 of practice. We got more days to go. I'll be gone for a week, but then I'll be back. Then the fishing will really start.
I'm here with author and filmmaker Jim Conover. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you, Ken. I'm proud to be here, actually.
You were once a police officer. Tell me about that.
That's correct. I spent 20 years on the Pekin, Illinois Police Department, and it was during that time that I had picked up a little newspaper clipping about some desperados of the 1800s that terrorized this location for a lot of years, and finally it culminated with kidnapping or ambushing a posse and murdering a deputy, and then they lynched. They gathered up all the gang members and lynched the leader of the crop. And
That was the inspiration for your book, Lynch Law.
right, I kept that little article, newspaper article. I think D.L. Dancy did. C.L. Dancy, he was writing for the Peoria Journal-Star at the time. And I kept it for years and years while I was on the department. And in my last year or two, I picked it up and decided, well, I think I'm going to write a book. And I was just going to write a little pamphlet, but it turned out Jim Brecker, another police officer on the police force with me, he joined me. We did research this whole area. And then in the end, we ended up writing a book called Lynch Law.
Your police work also led into a documentary about a book you wrote.
Yes, it was. Now, I wrote the book on it. It was called Slayer of Innocence. And after that, we saw one of her cases during that time, but not both of them. And after that, I decided, or I didn't decide it, some friend got with us and we made a documentary off of the book.
It's on Apple and Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and being distributed throughout the United States off of Netflix has got it. All the big stations has got it. Is streaming all over.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the trailer for the documentary Freight Train, Slayer of Innocence. Here it is. In the 1970s, children went missing in the Midwest, only to be found dead.
We searched everything we could search out there. We searched the boxcars. We searched the 4-H fairgrounds. We followed every lead that we could follow out there.
They all had something in common.
We were looking for any similar cases where young boys may have disappeared from state fairgrounds or railroad tracks nearby.
They were looking for a serial killer.
William Gotney, he had a nickname of Freight Train, and he got his nickname by hopping the freights all the time. He was a hobo.
He rode the rails. He could make a whistle like a freight train sound just like you were standing next to a freight train.
It's quite loud, and the kids all loved him.
Do the freight train noise!
We knew he killed Mark Helmick. We knew he killed Marty Lancaster in Normal, Illinois. He killed the two young men in Lincoln, Nebraska. It was Topeka, Kansas.
You want to ride a train, don't you? Well, come on.
We talked to two young boys here in town. They told us that they had seen Mark Helmick talking to a hobo on the railroad tracks.
Where are you going to take Mark?
I'm going to take him on a train ride.
Marty Lancaster left his house on a bicycle. Tied to the handlebars was a fishing stringer. It appeared that his hands had been tied behind him with that fishing stringer.
Freight Train. And now to the most recent film that you've been in. You not only appear in this documentary, but video footage that you shot in 1988 is a big part of this documentary. Tell us about that.
Well, we had a new store that was moving into Pekin, and we had a condemned school. So they decided that they'd tear that school down and build a big grocery store called Kochmeyer's on that property. Well, when they started digging, they discovered that there were bodies buried on it. And with a little research, we knew that they were on the old Thorpe Cemetery. Part of it was, and over another corner of it, there was an Indian burial grounds over there.
Well, the documentary is not out yet, but we do have a trailer.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the trailer. They called it the Blue Death.
The wrath of God is upon us. Repent! Repent! The wrath of God is upon us.
Pekin gets hit with an epidemic of cholera. It was a major event in Pekin's history in July of 1834.
Pekin has always had a bad spell. In fact, during the time of the episodes with the cholera outbreaks, it was known as the pestilent hole of the country, and nobody wanted to come here at that time.
If you have a severe case and it's not treated, you'll be dead in 2 days or less.
They built pine boxes and in such a hurry, and people was dying 5 or 6 a day. Some of the most prominent people in the town at that time died.
Mr. Smith, Mrs. Cauldron, Thomas Snell, Mrs. J. Seymour.
Dr. Perry was helping to treat the cholera victims as best they knew how. As a result, he catches it and dies from it. His wife catches it. She dies from it.
Nance Costley, the first slave that Abraham Lincoln freed in 1841. During the Pekin outbreak of cholera epidemic, she took care of patients and helped doctors, putting her time and her life on the line.
The cholera epidemic of July of 1834 here in Pekin is responsible for the creation of Pekin's very first cemetery. That is the Tharp Pioneer Burying Ground. Douglas School was built in the early 1900s, a smaller school on that site where the cemetery used to be. Before they built the school, though, they closed the cemetery and they moved the burials. And there were stories among teachers at Douglas School and students. This used to be a cemetery. And of course, probably some ghost stories got started. And that was the school that was then, after it was closed, that was when it was raised in 1988. And it was during the construction and grading of that ground that they found out that those old stories the kids and the teachers had been telling were true.
When they tore the old Douglas School down, they found bodies.
When I arrived at the site, there was still heavy equipment still working there. Some areas had been stripped clean, and there were outlines of coffins that were clearly visible in the subsoil.
They found at least one burial where it was evident that they had built the coffin around the body very hastily.
Because they used very long spike nails to finish the coffin, and they drove those nails into the bodies, got them in the ground very quickly in that way.
They put the bodies in a common coffin and moved them out to Lakeside Cemetery, where they dug a grave and buried the coffin. And at that time, they were going to put a monument. I noticed from a picture I just recently saw that they didn't put a monument up out there for those people.
The Blue Death, coming soon.